So this is gonna be an interesting video we're gonna watch here. So apparently, there's a video that's been going around talking about how the difference between the Ching Li, or I'm not sure her name, but she's the most recent currently Wuthering Waves character. Her signature weapon, the Blazing Brilliance, is actually not that much better than Emerald Genesis, which we knew kind of. I think most people were predicting it's about a 15 to 80% damage up with her signature weapon compared to the free 5-star weapon you can get from the box or from just the standard banner. However, how much, I'm not 100% sure, so I'm curious to see this video. Hey, this is Sonic Sam from the future. If you want to just know, should I get the 5-star weapon for the character, or just stick with the 5-star standard weapon sword, which I believe its main stat rate is crit rate, you don't care about doing 10% more damage, then just stick with the standard 5-star sword. It is going to be quite good, and it will do almost just as good of a job. Like I said, you will just be missing about 10%, maybe 12% damage. However, if you want to just continue to watch the video to hear me kind of talk about it myself, feel free to keep watching. Thank you. So let's see if it really is a scam. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys didn't even get to see me here. My apologies. Here you go. I did not show it on screen for you guys. My apologies. I know, so I'm quite excited to check it out. I might just replay this for myself here. Okay. Well, let's check this video out. How big of a jump is it? Was it really a scam? Okay, I'm gonna turn the video down since the music isn't that important. Okay. Oh, hold on. Look all the other way. Okay. Oh, actually, I can make it a little higher. Let's do a little higher. Okay. Okay, that damage isn't bad so far. Uh-huh. Okay. I mean, hey, that's a nice little, like I said, that's a good, decent, like, 10% jump there in damage. So I'm not gonna hate too much. And if you don't know, this character heavily, a lot of her damage comes from her skill and her heavy attack after you have 4 stacks in her ultimate is mostly where her damage comes from. Cause so basically, when you do enough basic attacks like he's doing here, your little bar at the bottom here will become quite a bit will be full, and after you do that, which you're supposed to kind of weave skills, which gives you 1 stack no matter what between them. So you're getting a bit more stacks a little bit quicker. So that's, which is your skill. So that combined with the right rotations, usually you'll be able to get your ult and have your full stacks pretty quickly. And then you with heavy attack, which does her big damage, which we'll see in a little bit here. I'm sure they're gonna show it. And then you ult, which does a bunch of burst damage even more, and then you get full stacks again when you ult, and then you just do heavy attack again. So it's a great burst window when you get there. So and I believe her heavy attack when you have full stacks, it's considered resident skill damage. So it's resident skill damage, I believe, is the second most important thing or third most important thing after crit damage, crit rate, crit damage, and energy regen. Because energy regen you want to get about, I believe, you want to have about 130, I want to say, because you want to be able to spam ult pretty often. I know I have quite a bit of it in my build myself here. Okay, these are the mid-air attacks or heavy attacks. Okay, see, the damage here is not that big of a difference. I understand, I get it. But I want to see the ultimate in the full heavy attack damage, with the heavy attack with all the stacks. That's gonna be the big decider, since I believe it does give you way more crit damage, which is way more important. And I believe crit damage is a bit more annoying to get. Same thing with crit rate, but you know. Okay. Okay, dodge counter, which nobody really cares for. I want to see that. If you're using this character, all your heavy attacks aren't doing that much damage. They're not supposed to be. She's not a heavy attacker. Her whole point is to use her skill, get those stacks as much as possible, and then spam heavy attacks every time you get the full bar. And then ult, and then do it again. Because if you do that properly, you should be getting 2 of these full stacks. The force, whatever it's called here. You should be getting 1 full, 1 out. And then ulting, which is like a mini one or like a bigger version, and then you'll get full bars and be able to do it again. That's your big burst window after you get full amount. And the skills weaving, the resonant skill weaving, which your risk attacks is what you should be doing to kind of keep your damage up before you get those abilities to use the force conduit, I think it's called, or whatever. I'm not good with the names on this game, but if you have this character, you know very much what I'm talking about. I'll describe you guys at the end if I think it's worth pulling for it or not. But I doubt the numbers will see too different. It does seem like so far a 10% jump to 12-15% jump. However, that 12-15% jump might be a lot more when you realize how much damage her force coordinate does, which is where her most of the damage comes from. Okay. Okay. Once again, it seems like you're getting just a slight bit more. Like I said, it looks like it's about like an 8% there in damage jump. Not a ton. Active, passive, okay. See, it seems like they're a little bit closer to getting to the more powerful abilities. The jumping number is a bit more. I think that's where we'll see the 15% damage difference and 18% damage difference. I'm assuming mostly from the ultimate as well. Gosh, she looks sexy, yeah, sexy as hell, though. Those are breeding girls. See right there, look at that core. There it is, the full stack boost. Okay, oh, well actually the damage there wasn't as much as I thought it was gonna be, because look at this here. Yeah, that's not as much of a damage boost as I thought it would be. But I don't know, but I don't think this person's critting here, I don't believe as well, because I don't see the crit, like, symbol or anything. So, because, look at Brilliance, what it gives you, instead of the Emerald sword, so basically there's 2 swords, right? There's the free-to-play one you could have got easily with standard battle, and then there's the Brilliance. Brilliance has so much crit damage, so you basically just need crit rate strats. But obviously you want to, if you can have 50% crit rate, obviously that's the idea. You want to have multis like 75, a little bit higher, even though I think about 80 is probably the sweet spot. You want as much crit damage as possible so you actually do big numbers. That's where all the main damage comes from. Obviously attack as well, but crit damage is really important. So Brilliance giving you more crit damage feels more meaningful in a lot of situations because you don't have to worry about building crit damage. You can have more crit. You're able to build more easily on the echoes because, yeah, you want crit rate and crit damage, obviously. And the third thing you want is energy regen and resonance skill. But having to get crit rate and crit damage on the same echo stats is sometimes real difficult. I got real lucky when I didn't mine. Real lucky since I was kind of pre-farming. But I was like, okay, now I have all these ones I need to tune and see if I get what I need. And a lot of them got exactly crit rate and crit damage. I just was getting real lucky on the resonance skill. Resonance skill I got very little of, which was fine. But I did get a lot of energy regen as well. I'll show those stats in a little bit. Well, actually, I guess I could just show you guys now real quick. So if you guys are curious, I got real lucky there, so... Yeah, see, look at this. Crit damage, crit rate. Those 2 stats are kind of mud. This one I could definitely bring up more. This one, I could do it obviously more as well, but I didn't really mind too much with the other stats. But this is like perfect. Look at it. The only thing that could have been better on this one is I could have got resident skill, which would have been better. This is probably the best I could get here, 100%. This is a really good one. This one also quite good. I could use crit damage as well, but I was willing to take the regen, and attack percentage is also quite good. And this one was just really good as well. Everything I need beside resident. I got everything here beside resident skill damage, which would have been the best next thing. But no, I got real good here. I could technically probably put if I crit damage on some more of these pieces, I could easily get the crit damage here on her. Probably to like 6 like 70, 280, which is insanely good. But obviously you get that. I would prefer maybe like 8% more of this and like 10% more of this. That would be awesome, since I want to get crit rate a little higher, since I do believe 67 is still on the low side, but it is what it is, boys, you know? It is what it is. So I'm hoping this, with the old stuff, we'll see a bit more here. Okay. Oh, okay. You know what? That's when you see the number difference there. You might be like, oh, that's only what was the difference there? The difference is like only 2K there, 3K there. Listen, that might not seem like a lot, but that can be the difference in a lot of situations. But that just shows you that it's not as meaningful to get a signature weapon, even though I do think it's still quite good to get because it makes you be able to have less. You can be able to be more unlucky with your echo stats and be okay. Since as long as you have the weapon, you have more. You still, even if you did not have crit damage on every one of your pieces at all, which is pretty rare, you probably hit a crit damage stat pretty easily. Even if you don't have it, your sword makes up for a lot of it. That's why the emerald sword is so good as well, because it naturally gives you crit rate. So at max, it gives you almost enough crit rate to guarantee get to the 70 and 80s that you want, basically, which is good. So if you do get lucky, and you get, honestly, emerald here would have probably been better for me in a lot of situations, since I could have had my luck on my rolls were actually quite good. I would have only maybe had to reform maybe 2 pieces, and I still have a lot of other echoes I could tune and probably get what I need. But let me the blazing brilliant helped me be more unlucky with my rolls, and I was able to use it right away, which is very nice. So yeah, that's unfortunate. So if anything, this just proves that like, hey, you don't need the whole weapon as much to be super useful. Even though if you are using food, for example, you can. I think emerald becomes even more useful, but I know in some situations you don't always get to use food. So okay, I think this is this is the emerald build, or is this the what build is this, sir? Did he show it? Oh, this is the Brilliance build. So let's go back and look at these stats real quick. So this is the Brilliance build. Honestly, really good. That the crit, he got a lot more crit rate on his, which brings him to the 88%, which is great because you want to be able to guarantee crit as much as possible. Because even at like 60 to like 75%, which I feel is really good, you could still miss crits pretty often. So this is quite good. The ratio to it is actually really still very good. I would rather get this down to 80% and put maybe 10-20% more into this. 300 is probably 300% crit damage is probably the perfect spot in terms of like, oh, it's the most DPS you're ever gonna get, and getting like 80% crit, which is very difficult. But in worst case, I would say like 300 crit damage to 75 crit rate would be the best in my personal pairing. But it's gonna be pretty close. The difference in these things aren't that much different. But like 13-14% more crit rate here is quite nice. And I'm not gonna hate on my build too much because I'm missing multiple. I'm still only level 70 with my characters due to my rank and everything, my adventure rank, you could say. So I'm not getting like, I'm missing like I'm missing like 5% crit rate in my build, and 5% crit rate is gonna get me to like 72, which is big jump there. That means I only need to redo maybe 2 of my stats and to get the slightly higher ones. And if each one of my echoes get the good crit rate, which the crit rate I think the max crit rate you can get on a stat is like 12%, I think. If I can get a few more of those on some of them, I would easily almost hit 80% to maybe 80% actually. Which then with my what was it that I had? It's like 245. That's great. That's even good crit. That's really good crit damage amount. Okay, the emerald build is what I'm more interested about since he was able to have less what's it call it. So look at his things here. Hold on, let's go to the first one. No, go back to the first one. So yeah, see the crit rate is what, 8%? Oh, he got real lucky on the crit damage there. 50% is really high. That's a really good one. Really good one. That made the big difference there. 8%. What was the other one? It's going way too fast on these motherfuckers. Okay, crit rate. Okay, no crit damage on this one piece, which is unfortunate, but the attack percentages are really good. Crit rate 10%, not bad. Not bad at all. Very good ones. Oh, why is he going so fast, dude? Calm down, dude. Okay, crit damage. So I had to move my microphone a little bit so I can see that. Crit rate. Oh, liberation damage is quite good as well. Basic attack is quite good. Oh, that crit damage. He got lucky with that one. That 70%. Whoo! That explains why his crit damage is so much higher. He got really good crit damage pieces here. I don't feel so bad about it. Oh my god, you're going too fast, my dude. Yeah, I think this is the first piece I see with actual energy regen. I think energy regen is way better with a stat on her because if you can just ult constantly with her, if you can use your force conduit and then ult to get full stacks again and do it again, that's what you want to do because that's your biggest burst window. Make sure you're able to crit on each one of those, get full conduit stacks, heavy attack, counter attack, and then ult, so you get a full amount again, and do another AoE. So that means you're doing 3. And with enough resistant energy, you should be able, energy regen, you should be able to get up the ult up basically maybe 5 seconds after it's off cooldown, so you can just do it again. Which is, like, that's her main damage window points. Her ultimate is very important with her damage window. 100%. But no, he got lucky another one, but man, that's another low crit percentage there. Where's the... Nah, he didn't get that many good crit percentage here. Wonder where he's getting all the crit from. Oh, maybe it's a bit more on the other pieces that I just didn't see, maybe? I feel like his crit... Oh, and he's still missing crit rate up here on his stats. Oh, wow. I'm really surprised. He's still missing quite a bit of crit rate here, too. Wow. Okay, man, I'm just stupid. I didn't see all the crit rate he's getting. Because he's not on Emerald right now, is he? He's on Brilliance. Yeah? Wait, what? Oh, no, now on Emerald. Right? On Emerald now? Yeah, we're on Emerald now. Yeah, we're on Emerald now. How do you get so much more crit rate on that other piece? 10... Hold on. 7... So I'm gonna just add this up because I'm quite curious how he got all this pieces here. So 7.5, okay, 7.5 plus 10.5, and then another 7.5, 7.5. No, I wanted to add that to that. Hold on, let me redo that math. I fucked this up. So I'm doing this so poorly. He's going so fast in this video to look at the stats, which blows my mind. Oh my god, it's going so fast, dude. Okay, let me do this again. Let me do this properly. So he has 7.5 in that one. And 10.5. And the other one's what? 7.5. Okay, plus 7.5. So yeah, that's 25 right there, which is pretty good. Plus 6 point... Oh. Let's put 0.3. Plus 0.3. Oh my god, that's not what I want to do. Okay, let me do this again. 25.5 plus 6.3. He's at 31 right now. Crit rate. Plus 6.9. 6.9. 38. So that's plus 38. And I think you're getting like maybe 10-12% in the what's it called? In the tree. Where's he getting the other crit rate from? Yeah, he doesn't have anything else that I saw. Oh, wait a minute. From the main stat in what's it called? I'm dumb. Where's the main stat again? Okay. Oh no, he did. Wow, he did crit damage there instead of crit rate. I did crit rate as my 4-point stat. Huh. Oh, and then the sword, obviously, the sword. Okay, so sword is giving him what? 22 plus 22.1. Oh yeah, and then with the passive though, yeah, okay. I can see that. It's getting way closer than the actual number now. I see it. Okay. So yeah, with the emerald, you don't need as much crit. You just don't. You don't need as much crit rate. So you can put way more into crit damage, which is explains why he has so much extra damage on his 4-piece here. Okay. That was very informational, for sure. So yeah, definitely. It seems like Emerald's better if you're planning to be free to play completely. Because the loss of damage is like literally maybe like 10%. And in some situations, maybe even less than that. But I do think with the right amount of luck with the Brilliant weapon, you can make it more of a 15% difference, which is important. But no, it looks like it's not that significant. So if you're free to play and you really trying to save your roles for more characters in the future, which there'll be more fun characters, I would definitely just use emeralds doing the signature weapon. I just really like the signature weapon. I'm gonna be real with you. I love the signature weapon. Alright, look at this shit. It's gorgeous. And it allowed me to play with my stats a bit more. And I believe the attack is more up a little bit. But no, I went crit rate here 120% because that crit rate is so useful. Like 6%, 7%, 8%, 6%. See, a few more 2% there and I'd be quite happy because that would give me a bit more. See, I'm with just echoes, I'm getting 60% here, which I guess I could have just looked at that for his video. I get 60% just from all my stuff here. Which, his should be adding up to something similar, I want to say. Let's double check again since we're here. Let's go to Brilliance. Go to the echoes. Okay, yeah, I see he's getting about 61% as well. The math I did before is checking out. He actually has just about the same amount of crit rate I have on my character. Sorry, let me put it back on screen here. If you look here on his video, you can see that he has about the same amount of crit rate I do. It's 61%, which I have 60%, and I just have 6 less crit damage, which that can be fixed with just crit damage roll lux. So that's actually quite good. I'm not gonna lie. But about in the emerald one, how different is the emerald pieces? Okay, I think this was the emerald one. Okay, go down to the thing. Go down here. It goes okay. Okay, see in this one he has way less crit rate on this one, so he's able to go way more into crit damage, and I think that's where the big difference is coming from here. Since he's able to put way more into crit damage, which in reality crit damage is somewhat more valuable in the long run, because let's say with 5% crit you're able to always crit, right? Then you don't need more crit, right? You can just put more things in all the other stats. I think that's where Emerald is more free to play friendly, because since you do... Okay, here. This will be the end of the video, guys. Let me just tell you if you should be getting this or not. If you're free to play and your luck is not great with rolls, use the Genesis and do not roll for the signature weapon. If you think you have some pretty decent echoes already and you can waste the rolls, get Brilliance, because I think it does do more damage. Is it a significant amount of damage? Not really. So that's what I'm saying. Even for someone who's someone who has the money to pay for it, it's probably not super worth it unless you... But I mean, if I had money, I would get a signature weapon because it looks so good with her. And plus, there's gonna be more sword characters in the game, so being able to put the crit sword on someone else is important, obviously. But yeah, no, if you're free to play, you do not need to get this signature weapon. Nowhere close. The damage is so insignificant, and if you do got good rolls and you have Emerald Genesis, you're only gonna be closer to the signature damage weapons. But the signature damage in the long run does still a bit more damage, and I believe with the most optimal echoes, which is gonna be really rare for some people, but some people get lucky and they have all the optimal pieces because they've been farming for like a month now fully. I do believe it'll be more of a significant 15 to like 80% jump in damage, which is not a lot in the long run. Maybe it's a few thousand more damage, nothing crazy, probably 4 or 5k more. But for some people, that's significant enough for me to care. But that just shows how friendly this game is for people that are free to play. You're more than able to use the emerald and still be happy. So if you're free to play and you don't have gems to spend, save your gems. Don't get the signature weapon. Just use the emerald and have semi-average luck, and you'll only be behind maybe like 10% damage, which is still really good. If you have extra gems to spend because you don't want any recent character, you just want them to be really good, and your luck is pretty good on your echoes, then yeah, definitely get Brilliance, because that jump in damage, I believe is currently significant, because there's gonna be situations even with 80% crit where you're not gonna crit, and having that few extra bit of thousands of damage will be the difference you finish up some foes. And she's a great farmer in the old world. I've been just AoEing 3 times to kill a lot of people, and it just clears the thing out. I don't have to do any actual work, and it helps you farm really easily. So I think it's worth it in my opinion. However, if you have extra gems, once again, roll for it, get it, because it's worth the damage in my personal opinion. However, you're free to play and you're limited on gems, do not get this weapon. It is not required. Use Emerald Genesis because it was basically free. You could... point character for her. Thank you guys once again. Don't forget to like and subscribe, all the good stuff you guys usually do. And remember, there's only two kinds of people in this world. Become the third. I'll see you next time.